everyone. I hope you are doing great. Listen, I've been saying it that resources are drying up and a lot of women are becoming homeless. And I'm seeing a large amount of women becoming homeless that happen to have children. So, if a person, excuse me, can afford kids, should they keep on having them? Let's go ahead and look at this clip and let's have the conversation because it's the same old thing. They seem to lean on other people.
It's been said before, but I'm going to say it again. Stop having children. Don't have children if you do not have the financial means. If you can't even afford yourself in this economy, don't have children, okay? The thing is, I'm not talking about moms or women who become moms and then they work their ass off and they're able to afford their kids and they make that bag. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the women who deliberately make it known that they don't have enough money and yet they still have kids. For instance, there's a girl that I know who used to be really close. She had a baby, and before that, sometimes I would pay for her and stuff when we would go out, which I don't have a problem with. I get it, we all struggle. But when you add a baby to the mix, that's different. You should be hustling, you should be working for that. You know what I mean? You should be working for your child. She asked me to borrow money not once, not twice, not 3 times, but now it's the 4th time. And I'm just like, I don't get it. The first time she asked me to borrow $20, and she's like, oh, I'll run to the bank tomorrow and I'll give you today. I'm just like, run to the bank today, I don't get it. So I don't know, I had a weird gut feeling and I was like, okay, no, I just came up with something. The third time she asked me to borrow, I think $45 for something, and I was just like, no, it was the same excuse, but I kind of made something up. And I get it, we all struggle. I just have this thing too where it's like, if I have a gut feeling that something's off, then I'm not going to do it. Anyways, the third time was crazy. The audacity was crazy. She invited me to her birthday where she got a table at a club, okay? All 10 of us that she invited had to pitch in for the table, which I was down with. I was fine, whatever. I ended up not being able to go because it was super snowy and it was all the way in the city. I'm not going to drive all the way to the city in the snow. A lot of people ended up canceling on her. This girl had the audacity to ask me, a person that did not go to her event, if I could pay $250 since a lot of people didn't show up. Huh? I don't know if she asked me that because she knows that I have a big girl job. I don't know what the case is, but you expecting me to pay $250 for something that I didn't show up to while you have a child at home, so you can't even afford the table at the club. Why are you getting it? If you can't even afford that when you have a baby at home, why are you getting that? Anyways, I was livid. I was going to write her this whole paragraph, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cut it off and just no. So I received a text from her today asking if she could borrow $20. She's 16 months, I think. She's 16 months pregnant on her second kid. Stop having kids if you can't afford them.
Now, when she said 16 months, I think she's saying she got like kids back to back because she's got 2, so pregnant again. So, it's what, 9 months to have a baby? So now I guess the second time around, she's 7 months, which will equate to the 16.
That goes for every person who's purposely having children. If there is
Now, here's my thing. Let's back up. How the heck is she affording the table at the club? Is this her business? I don't understand that part.
It was all the way in the city. I'm not going to drive all the way to the city in the snow.
So she's got the single mother, the baby mama has, I guess, an event. I'm trying to understand. Shouldn't you be at home with your kid, with your child?
It was crazy. She invited me to her birthday where she got a table at a club, okay? All 10 of us that she invited had to pitch in for the table, which I was down with. I was fine, whatever. I ended up not being able to go because it was super snowy and it was all the way in the city. I'm not going to drive all the way to the city in the snow. A lot of people ended up canceling on her. This girl had the audacity to ask because she knows that I have a big girl job. I don't know what the case is, but you expecting me to pay $250 for something that I didn't show up to.
She's seeing you as a resource. That's why she asked you, I think, to my opinion, to pay the $250. Why? Because you're working and you did not sign up for the baby mama girlfriend plan. So guess what? You're working, it's just you. You got it. See, this is why it's sad when there are some women who are decent and they are mothers that need help, can't catch a break. The same thing the lady said, I hadn't thought about it on this program about the Section A deal. Other people can hit hard times, want to get on. Oh, you can't get on. Oh, this person's been on it for the past 5, 7, 18, 20, 30 years. So at this point, we're carrying you. See, this is why, and it's sad, this is why you would think people have compassion. Oh my God, this lady, a baby mama, she's single. She needs help. You have some people that are users. So here's the thing. Why isn't she asking her man? I'm still stuck on why the heck is she having to borrow $20 getting a table at the club? I don't understand it. So when she made the comment, if you can't afford kids, if you're poor, don't have them, that I understand. If you can barely afford to feed you, why bring another life into this world if you can barely afford to feed yourself? I don't know what you're thinking. All that you're doing is just, it is what it is, but you're just bringing life into poverty. And I hate to say this. I want to do a video on it. Well, I'm going to try, so much going on. But there's this channel, YT Wake 'em Up, and he says something that's like, there's nothing new. It's a youngster. But it's so true. Then when kids grow up and they see you can't provide, and they're out there in that environment, you can't provide the basics or food. Some of these parents might be thinking somebody might gonna, oh, I appreciate you when we struggled, mom, when it was great. Yeah, it might go a little differently. But that's a different video. It might go differently. Not everyone's gonna appreciate, oh, we could barely have food and you hung in there. No, some of them are gonna grow up and realize, this really didn't have to be, mom, so and dad. When we were struggling and there was 2 of us, how did you get to 7 kids? And yet the struggle continues. This is purposefully signing up for the poverty plan. Purposely signing up for the poverty plan. So what do you think? Should poor people, especially if you cannot afford the basics, especially if you cannot afford to take care of yourself, why would you bring a child into the mix? Unless you got that government plan. It looks like that's about to be nixed. Out. Accident. Gone. Well, I'll just say limited. So if people can have children, if they cannot afford children, should they keep having them? Oh, that's their right. That's their right. Okay, that we can go with that. But you know what? It's also your right not to bother everybody else. Your responsibility. So she's asking this girl for $20. It reminds me of a woman. She was around in the community. So she had some friends. They all worked at the very same company. She had a child, okay? And you already know it was a dusting. She had a child, and so when the girls are going out and doing things, she enjoyed that. Then it came to the point they wanted to do like weekend things, oh hey, let's all meet up and go for brunch and hang out and blah 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 blah. Yeah, a whole lot of fun. So on one of the brunches, she brought her son. And so then they were going someplace else, and she was like, they said, oh, let's stop in and see this movie. And like somebody said, oh, it's R-rated, and she had her child with her. And I'm thinking that boy, maybe like around, I'm thinking he's maybe like around 6, somewhere in there. 6, maybe 5 or 6, somewhere in there. And they were like, well, we don't want him in the movie because, yada, yada, yada. So then the next time that we're going out, someone had mentioned maybe she could find a babysitter or maybe keep him at home. Why? They had another outing, and she was like, oh, it's going to be kind of expensive. Well, they've all gotten paid. Yeah, but I got to buy 2 plates. We'll get a child's plate. Long story short, she kind of started to put a damper on things. If they want to go to, let's say, oh, they want to go to Papa Do's or the Cheesecake Factory, they're not trying to hear, well, you know, it's just me and I don't have any child support, so can we do Denny's instead? They wanted the Cheesecake Factory. You're hollering Denny's. Someone suggested, hey, you think maybe you could find somebody to, and this one really blew it apart. Someone had asked her if she could find someone to maybe babysit him. And that's when she was like, what kind of fun are you guys? That's going to cost me more money. But that's on you. What are you expecting somebody else to pitch in? And it got to the point, the girl started doing things, and it was like, everything cannot revolve around your kid because that's what you signed up for. And I understand. You would think the father was like, she got pregnant by thin air, nowhere to be found. So the same thing. A lot of times when people have children they can't afford, they're counting on other people to go ahead and pitch in, have some sympathy, put the kid out front. That's what they're counting on. But guess what? Everybody's onto the game and they figure, hey, listen, that is your doing. Why didn't the girl go to her baby's daddy, and ask for the money? Does he have $20? You having a child by a man that cannot come up with $20? I'm gonna have to look at you. Now in this economy, yeah, but if it's like when the economy was good, but I still got to look at you. If he cannot come up with $20, what kind of child support are you going to be getting? $3, maybe zero. And that is why people don't want to be bothered. Should poor people have children? That's up to them. But what I can tell you, I think the days of having kids and people having, oh, well, I can't let the baby go without. I think that is going to be over because resources are drying up. We all know how children get here. But why, if you're in the depths of poverty, why would you go ahead and bring a child into the situation? It's not fair to the child because guess what? They didn't ask to be here. Why? Some say that sounds so cruel. Poor people shouldn't have children. But that right there, I think people shouldn't have children and start relying on other people to go ahead and support them and take care of them. That's what I think. You can be poor and have kids. Can you manage it? Don't expect outside help. Don't start begging somebody else. So what this chick do? Let the friendship go. Because why? You see a pattern. Where's the baby daddy? This is so typical. Women get in situations and then they do expect other women because we are more emotional to pitch in and help. And most women do, but you know what? It's getting old. This economy sucks. I have never seen anything like this. This economy sucks. So people are going to try to hold on to their $20. If you cannot afford to feed yourself, I agree. You can't afford to take care of you. If you got to scrape up tissue paper money, everything's expensive, why would you go and get pregnant? If you're counting on the voucher program, think again, girlfriend. Where is the man in the situation? As they say, where is he at? So let me know what you all think. If people cannot afford to have children, do you think that they should just, hey, you know what? That's what they want to do. That's fine. But guess what? Don't bring other people into it. Right now, I can already tell this chick, she's already fed up with it. And that's what happens. You find yourself, okay, one time it's okay. Then it's over and over again. And then what you're also going to find is going to end up being one-way loyalty. One way each time this person needs. Let's see if this chick were to fall sick and the one you give the money to, will she come and help you? Oh, girl, I got my baby. I'm tired. I'm laying down, relaxing. Well, but I need you. Would she be there for you? Maybe not. And look at the decision making. You cannot hold other people responsible for your decisions. You can't. She sat up here and had a baby, and now I'm still stuck on. So why did you need a table $250? Everybody didn't show up. That's your event. This right here, I'm seeing user. I'm seeing her baby mama friend as a user. $250. This chick said she didn't even go to the event while it was snowing. I don't blame her. Why would she risk her vehicle? So how do you know how many went to the event? That's my thing. But you want 250 from her. It sounds like she did the right thing. Just cut it off. Sounds like a leech. Leech.
Say it again. Stop having children. Don't have children if you do not have the financial means. If you can't even afford yourself in this economy, don't have children. Okay? The thing.
Because guess what? You may be counting on your community or your village. The village has been closed shop. You may be counting on other people. Again, I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Resources are tight, and people that have them, they're not trying to sit up and just waste them on somebody. The fact that this young woman had a kid and depending on some another female to help her, that speaks volumes. Why is she not calling her man? Well, he's not going to be there. Then why do you have a kid by him? Well, I don't know that. Sure, some guys put a switcheroo, but damn, how many baby mothers do we need to see? Well, the man just walks on off. How many times do we need to see it? Oh, but he said he loved me. They all say that between the sheets. Or whatever you got going on. Does he love you enough to marry you? Does he love you enough to take care of you and the kid and try to be there for it? So this may sound cruel to some, but I get it because people are tired or trying of having to pick up the slack, and they really do because they feel sorry for the kid. That's what it is. Other women are tired of playing daddy, having to pick up the slack because the baby daddy is not there. This girl, she's tired. In closing, what do you think?
Having children, don't have children if you do not have the financial means. If you can't even afford yourself in this economy, don't have children.
Because you might be looking for some help, and the help is not coming. So let me know what you all think. Are people getting tired? It's always other women that have to come and pick up the slack. A lot of cases. Everybody is being tapped except the donor. So should poor people have children? That's a sticky one. But if you cannot afford to take care of yourself, why the heck in this economy, knowing that poverty and danger awaits, why the heck would you go ahead and create somebody else? Let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. I'm out, and I love you. Bye.